beautiful day to be a Raider, draped in the silver and black. I represent the shield. I represent the swords. It's that time of night again, Raider Nation. And you come back. Why? Because you know it's time. It's time to bring them.
What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live from Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. Deep behind the enemy line. This is Raider Reaction. What's up, Raider Nation? Happy Tuesday. Today, you get a solid hour of the Raider Nation report with the Commish as I break down everything silver and black that is going on in the Raider world right now. So, the season is upon us. The brink of a new season. The hope of a new season. Possible new Raiders making rosters. New positions. It's an exciting time to be a Raider and a Raider fan. It is an exciting, exciting time. I can't remember a season with this much anticipation. I mean, even in the last era of, I guess you could so call, Raider greatness, that was the late 90s, early 2000s. So, it's an exciting time to be a Raider. That's for damn sure. So, what's up, everybody? What's up, Brian? What's up, Lines? What's up, Lane? What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me tonight for another edition of Raider Reaction. Please share it up, guys. Share it up, share it up. We are limited, obviously, on our reach because of Oakland Raider football page still being down. So, going to need all the help I can get from the Raider Nation to get the show out there till the page is back up and out of Facebook purgatory. Whatever the heck is going on with it. We have no idea. So, and also, if you haven't liked the page, the Raider Reaction page, go like it up. Obviously, you've probably liked it because you're watching the show right now. But if you haven't liked it, please do so. Please do so. So, hold on just a second. Let me get something set up here. And alright, away we go. So let's break it down with all of the juice. All of the juice that I could find, silver and black related, over the past couple days. Now, here's what we have. Starting off is obviously still the biggest story is what the hell is going on with our left tackle? How many times I'm asked a day that very question. Man, if I had $1 for every time a day I was asked that very question, I would be doing well. Because that is the number one question on everybody's mind right now, is what is going on with our left tackle? He's covering the blind side of our franchise. So, it's kind of an important question. Don't you think? Yes, obviously. It's the biggest issue at hand right now. I've said it, and I've said it all off season. Reggie has systematically attacked every dealing through the offseason singularly as a hurdle. It's taken care of. This is the last one. Now, I've been saying it. I'm going to keep saying it until it's not true. But I believe this will be done before the first preseason game. So there's not a lot of days left, obviously, for that to occur. But I still think it will happen. I just think they realize how important he is to the team. I understand it's a little bit of a power struggle. Not something we obviously really want to see. Not something I wanted to see. But it is what it is. So, true, Terry. The backups will get more reps. It is a positive thing, but that's not how we want them getting the reps. We also want our left tackle out there getting reps. And right now, he's not out there. He's not gelling as a team, as a unit. He's not part of that right now. Yes, he's working out. Yes, physically he's staying in shape. But it's just not the same as being there and locked in with the team and working day to day towards a common goal and learning to work as a well-oiled unit as they have in previous seasons. That's just not what's happening right now. You're missing a key cog to that. You're missing the left tackle to car insurance. I mean, it's a big thing. It's a big loss that he's not there. But they're in a holding pattern right now. It seems like Reggie's like, hey, I want you at camp if you want to talk. He's not at camp. Therefore, he's not going to talk to him. Exactly. Del Rio's saying next man up. Hey, you don't want to play? You got a contract. If you don't want to play, we got another guy here that's under contract and he's willing to play. You know my feelings on it, Chris. I believe the same as you. I think it sucks. I think it sucks. But what are you going to do? That somebody's got to give. Right now it's a stare down. I honestly don't think it's going to be a long stare down, but I think both sides want to have a point made that, hey, I'm not BSing, and, you know, this means something to me. So, I don't know. I go back and forth. I mean, the reports have come out that supposedly he had came to the Raiders several times beforehand, but even before other guys had gotten signed, and had made his voice heard. You know, and that's great and all, and maybe that's true, and that does turn a little different light on it for me a little bit, but not a lot. I mean, you still got a contract, and you still got to do what you got to do. So, he's important. I honestly think they'll take care of it before the first preseason game on Saturday. But I agree, Michael. He should get to camp. He's under contract. He should get to camp, have this discussion in camp. That's when you should be having this discussion. Not now. Not now. This isn't the time. You've got a contract. Fulfill your contract, and then we'll deal with it. But it appears the Raiders have already... Oh, this guy over here. It appears the Raiders have already felt through it and know how they're going to deal with it. Devin, that's a fair question, and I'm going to field that, my friend. How do you feel about the plague of bandwagons? Personally, I don't like them and the Patriots and their fans. I don't like them. I don't like the Patriots and or their fans either. And I don't like them either. But here's my thought on bandwagon fans. Now, it depends how you're looking at bandwagon fans. Now, you have to understand that the greatness that the Raiders are coming back. We're a resurgent team. We are one of the top teams in the league right now, and this year have the possibility of stepping into the elite category. Now, if that happens, along with this happening, comes the so-called bandwagon fans. Now, however, along with those bandwagon fans comes a whole new generation of Raider Nation that's not just bandwagon fans. You have these young, impressionable kids. Now, these kids can be all the way from little kids who are just starting to watch football, all the way until, even like 18. Because even these kids are still they're impressionable. They haven't, the seed always hasn't been planted deep to one of these guys. So it just takes some team somewhere along the line to just hook them, man. To just hook them. And maybe it's the Raiders. And that's how the nation grows and continues to grow and continues to build. My son, my oldest son, the Commish Jr. I mean, come on. We live deep behind the enemy lines. We go to middle school tonight. I don't dress the kid up. He comes rocking his Raiders hat and his Derek Carr jersey, knowing he's going to be the only kid up in there rocking all Raiders gear. But he don't care. He goes right up in there and rocks it. Because he's the new generation. He's the new generation. So, you're going to have to accept those guys. And to an extent, we have to accept the bandwagon fan. Because you don't know the circumstance of some of the bandwagon fans. And the only thing I say about bandwagon fans, if you're coming and you're going to stamp yourself with the shield, you better make sure you're riding, and you're riding for life. Okay? Because if you're going to jump on this train don't slow down when you want off. We kick you off. So, just know, if you're jumping on the Raider train, we ain't going to slow down if you ask to get off. We're going to throw you off. So, that's how I feel about bandwagon fans. If you want to come, that's fine. We'll let you in. Everybody makes mistakes. But you better know what it means. You better know what it means to be a member of the Raider Nation and to be a Raider fan. We're just a different breed of fan. We're just a different breed of fan. Just a little different. Just a little different. Because, and everybody likes to poke at us. That's fine. Success breeds haters. It's the way it is. Any facet of life. If you're the successful guy, if you're the top dog, success breeds haters. Always does. I mean, it's the way it's always been. It's nothing different. What's that, Devin? I'm very happy. We are no longer... No, we are not a joke. We are not a joke. It is... Listen, man. The Raiders are one of the great storied franchises in the NFL, in the AFL, in the history and the lore of football, period. You ask anybody, and, name me some of the, just a list of teams off the top of your head, and the Raiders are among the top. Whether they got something good or they got something bad to say, it don't matter. We're still on their lips. So, you just have that. And it was the era of suck that makes now so sweet. So, now as I was saying, we had the unofficial depth chart out. The unofficial depth chart is nothing more than a list of names, but obviously if you're somewhat clued in, like I am, because I live and breathe and dig into every little nugget of Raider fact that I can find, and I follow daily all of the happenings and what's going on in every facet. I can look at this and analyze it and break down and see some little things. Now, the first thing I see when looking at this is that you don't see Donald Penn's name on it anywhere, because he's not at camp. So, they have somebody plugged in at left tackle, and that is Marshall Newhouse. Now, if this goes down, see, and this is what I'm saying. Del Rio's looking at Newhouse as the next man up. Hey, he's the guy that's got to fill the slot. Let's do this. But he's covering the blind side of the franchise. He's got, 50-plus career starts in the NFL. He's a solid, quality, above-average NFL lineman. Does that give you warm fuzzies to hear that description? He's a good, quality, above average NFL lineman. Yes, Jorge, yes. Covering the blind side of our franchise. Does that make you feel good? Doesn't make me feel good. Now, I hope he shows up and he is everything we paid for and more. I hope that with everything. But I'm telling you, if we don't get Penn signed by Saturday and it drags past the first preseason game, it could get lengthy and it could get ugly, and then that's just not good. That's not good. It's not good. So, thank you for joining me. Everybody's joined me tonight. Appreciate it. Oakland Raiders football page is down, so I'm streaming it directly from the Raider Reaction Facebook page, where it's typically simulcast from. So, if you would be so kind as to please share the show if you're watching tonight, if you feel so inclined, I would really appreciate it. As we are on a little less of a feed reach without the almost 145,000 strong that view and follow the Oakland Raiders football page. So we don't have that, and a lot of its networks behind us because of a glitch with Facebook. So I'm sure that will be rectified soon. But thank you, Raider Stephanie. But even more importantly than normal, share. So, looking at the unofficial depth chart, wide receiver, obviously, number ones are Crabtree and Coop. Not a shocker. Number twos are Seth Roberts and Cordarrelle Patterson. Also, not a shocker. I agree too, Lane. He should be paid. I agree too. But there's a manner in which you have the discussion about getting paid, and I don't believe that's barely over a year after you signed the previous contract. I believe he should have played this year out and got paid at the end of the year. And he would get paid at the end of the year. But I just think he's going about it wrong. Now, the number threes, they've got Jaden Mickens and Johnny Holton. And then you've also got KJ Brent, Ishmael Zamora, Isaac Whitney, and Keon Hatcher. Obviously, all these guys ain't going to make it. I mean, they're not going to make the 53-man roster. So you got to start looking at the top six, I would say. You got Crabtree and Coop, Roberts, Patterson, Mickens, Holton. And then you got KJ Brent, Zamora, Whitney, and Hatcher fighting for scraps at the bottom of the wide receiver core. So those are interesting. Those are the battles to watch, is the guys back there. I mean, the ones and the twos of the wide receivers, I mean, that's set. It's set. It's set. I agree with all you guys. Lane, Papa, you preaching to the choir, brothers. You preaching to the choir. I agree. 100%. Oh, I'm sure they'll retain some of them for practice squad, Jorge. Absolutely. A couple of these guys. But, a couple of these kids are too talented and may not be able to hold them on a practice squad. And we may end up losing them. So, now, at the left tackle position, minus Penn being there, the depth chart is looking like Newhouse, Ware, and Briggs. Although Ware, as I'll discuss a little bit later, is banged up. Now, at left guard, obviously you got Osemele. And then you got Denver Kirkland and Kareem R. Kirkland's a solid backup. He's not a bad plug. I agree, Kevin. It does make it, but there's just the thing about a contract to me just bugs. Listen, the thing about Penn is you got to understand the whole Penn story. Because Penn left Tampa Bay, they set him on the curb. He was done, he was old, he was slow, and he was washed up, and nobody wanted him. And the Raiders gave him a pretty good deal for a washed up, probably your last stop offensive lineman. Yeah, so yeah, you did better than, you did good. Well, you've been cashing your checks. You've been cashing your check. You no problem with your contract when your checks came. But now you got a problem. You about didn't. If it wasn't for the Raiders signing him, he probably wouldn't have got a job. They were done with him. I live down here, and I listen to the sports talk radio every day, and I mean you have no idea how done with Donald Penn they were. The Bucs were done with him. They thought he was done. So sometimes you should have a little gratitude, and I think he just should deal with it just a little better. So I agree with most of you guys. I agree with that. I just think it's handled badly. Now at center, we got Rodney Hudson and John Feliciano. Now Feliciano is still battling injury. That he was basically our first injury out of the gate at the beginning of OTAs. So, but he's supposed to be fine. He'll be back, and he'll be there for the depth. Now, right guard, Gabe Jackson, signing him, huge. Huge signing, Gabe Jackson. I mean, come on. That was a gigantic signing, was getting him taken care of. I mean, you got to think about it. Reggie has done a stellar job. We're working through all of these hurdles. I think he'll get the Penn hurdle taken care of. I'm telling you, I think it'll happen this week. That's my prognostication for the upcoming days, I guess. We'll see. Now, right tackle, you got Vidal Alexander. He's looking like he's going to be the guy. David Sharp, the rookie, possibly backing him up. And Jalon Ware, who possibly the third there as well, who, like I said, is a little banged up, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. Now, this spot I thought was a little odd, which was the tight end position. This was the other spot that jumped out at me when I took a look at the unofficial depth chart. You know they just paid Jared Cook big money. So why do they have him sitting behind Lee Smith on the depth chart? Obviously, Lee Smith's a good team player. He just took a pay cut for the team to free up some money, which I believe they'll use to ultimately sign Penn. But I don't get it. So you got Lee Smith, Cook, Clive Walford, Gabe Holmes, O'Malley, Pharaoh Brown, and Cooper Helford. That's a squad of a load of tight ends. So obviously a lot of these guys aren't going to make it. I see him keeping Smith because he just got to deal with Smith. They're keeping Cook, obviously, Walford, and Holmes. The rest of these guys, I'm not so sure. Not so sure. I see the top four for sure taking it and making it into the make it onto the 53-man roster, but beyond that, we ain't carrying that many tight ends. No way. One of these guys may be into the practice squad, but seriously, there's no way. There's no way. And Jared Cook's going to end up the number one. I don't know if maybe they're playing some mental games with Cook. This is like the, hey man, let's step it up a little. You know, maybe that's his notice. We're just going to put it out there in print. What's up, Anil? So we'll just put it out there in print. Now, here's the other one. Here's the other one when you're looking at it. The quarterback position. Obviously, Carr's number one. Shocker. Spoiler alert. But E.J. Manuel, they got listed at number 2 instead of Connor Cook. Now, I've been saying all along, I think Connor Cook will be the backup quarterback once the season gets here. But the truth of the matter is the majority of the second team reps right now are going. The bulk of them are going to E.J. Manuel. He's getting the work, and his arm has looked good out there. He's had a big arm. He's thrown some in the dirt. He's had his typical E.J. Manuel, you know. But he's a big guy. He can move in the pocket, and he's got a big arm. And you only need somebody to stop the bleeding. And that's all we hope that a backup quarterback ever is is that, maybe on a fluke play, Carr gets bumped out at the end of a game or something, and, and he has to come in and close it out. That's all you really want. We're not looking for E.J. Manuel or Connor Cook to be the franchise right now. We just need them to be a stopgap if something happens. Emergency. That's it. Emergency. So, when you look at it like that, then you can start to see, like, maybe the thought of E.J. Manuel is not such a crazy thing. Maybe it's not. I liked some of the things I've seen out of Connor Cook. I seen a lot he had an arm, man, and when let play and the playbook opened up a little for him, I seen promise out of him. So I still think he could be something that, somebody we could bring along. Maybe he's the Tuiasa Sopo to your Ganon. Maybe he's that guy. Maybe he's just the career clipboard holder for Derek Carr, and he just knows everything. But, that's what I'm saying, Captain. EJ's got that. He's got an arm, and he's got legs. He can roll out and he can move. He's a quarterback that if your starter went down, you threw him in the fourth quarter, just off of pure athletic ability, E.J. Manuel could possibly win a game for you. I mean, that's a positive thing. What more do you want out of a guy who's just basically going to come in an emergency anyway? Oh, McChoke? Don't even talk about McChoke, Henry. Come on. What you got to bring up bad stuff for? Come on now. McChoke killed me. So, I thought E.J. Manuel was a fair pickup. We got to carry some depth, man. We seen what happened last season, so we know that's a weakness. That's our Achilles, man. That's our Achilles right there. So we had to take care of that. And hey, E.J. Manuel's a young, hungry kid. He wants a chance, so we'll see what he can do. We'll see what he can do. We'll see what he can do. Now, the running back position. Another very hefty position on the 90-man roster. Hefty. Of course, beast mode's number one. Jalen Richard and DeAndre Washington are the number two. The dual Robins to the proverbial Batman. So those three are going to be your three-headed running back monster, and we know that. We knew that. Now it's your next tier. Because you're going to have to carry a little depth at this position. Even though you got those three. You got Elijah Hood, John Crockett, and George Atkinson. Hood, I believe they think could be the heir apparent to beast mode. So I believe Hood's going to grab your number 4. And maybe they carry a 5th. They're not carrying a 6th. So one of these other guys is gone. Crockett or Atkinson is not going to make it. Alawale is the fullback. He's the only fullback we're carrying. Because I believe they would slide into one of these other guys into a fullback type position. Hood could possibly play some fullback if needed. They would slide one of these other guys into that position. So that's why, we've only done... Alawale's been the fullback. We typically haven't been carrying 2 fullbacks for a while. It's been a trend. So that's nothing new. We find a solid guy and we roll with him. So, that's your unofficial depth chart. Like I said, there are possibly, Jorge, possibly. Most likely, you're probably right. He's the one that's probably not going to make it, but like I said, Hood, I believe they think is the future, and he's going to be the 4th. The 5th could be Crockett. We'll see, but I would be shocked if it's Atkinson. He's had his chance before, and he just hasn't seemed to He's back again, so we'll see. I wish him well. I wish him luck. Don't want to jinx the poor kid. You know, I wish him nothing but the best. Let's see what you can do, man. That's what training camp preseason is for. Go out there and blow us away, Atkinson. Make the name proud. So, just see what you can do. Go out there and ball out, man. Get you a job. Now, flipping over to the defensive position. Looking at the defensive line. You got defensive end Mario Edwards Jr., obviously. Dionisio Autry, Brenton Jackson, and Fadal Brown. Looking at your defensive end position on the on one side. And then on the book end, you got Khalil Mack, backed up by James Cowser, Jimmy Bean, and then Rufus Johnson. Obviously, those are deep as well. Don't see him carrying that many, but we will see. We will see. At the tackle, you got Vanderdoes. This kid, man, you just can't stop hearing good things about Vanderdoes. Vanderdoes is just wowing people in camp right now. He's looking like he's possibly a steal. He was possibly a steal where he got drafted. You got Jahad Ward behind him, and then Paul Boyette. Now, at the nose, you got Justin Ellis, Darius Latham, followed by Trevon Hester. Ellis, probably, he's the guy, again, there. Strong side linebacker. Now, here's, the linebacker positions are interesting. These are where you want to, you really want to look at the depth, because these are obviously the positions that Raider Nation has been most concerned about, is our linebacker position and what's going on there. So, I mean, that's been one of our biggest concerns. Is it not? I mean, that's all I hear. You know, I wish we would have picked up a linebacker. I wish we would have picked up a linebacker in free agency. And you know what I hear? What I say every time I hear that said, I say the same thing. Who would you have wanted us to sign? It's a fair question, right? Who would you have rather have signed in the offseason? There wasn't a lot of people out there. Oh, we need a middle linebacker. We need an inside linebacker. Of course we do. They're not just sitting on the corner with a for sale sign. For lease. For lease. I mean, who else was out there? There wasn't a crop of stellar free agents. And the guys that were out there wanted way more money than the talent level that they were. So, it's just the truth of the matter. So, I understand the want, but the market wasn't there to fill what you wanted for the price that you should be paying. I mean, sure, we could have overpaid the market and went out and got one of those other guys. But you know what? Is that any better than Bruce Irvin, Shalik Calhoun, Marquell Lee, Corey James, Jelani Jenkins? Is it any different? It's any different than that? No, it's not. It's not any different than that. So, I think we're okay. I think we've got more depth than most people care to see. Or choose to see. And I understand that was the key and the thing that everybody wanted. I mean, I was at the draft parties. I heard the screams. I was there with the Florida Raider Nation when it was going down. And that's all everybody wanted to say. When are we drafting a linebacker? Why have we drafted a linebacker? Every pick that went by. So I understand. But, like I'm saying, we couldn't overpay the market for what was out there. There wasn't a stellar market of free agent linebackers out there. And Marquell Lee is going to be a hell of a lot better than a lot of people a lot of people think. I'm just telling you. This kid has looked good. I think him and Vanderdoes are both going to be steals. And both those kids are looking good. So, those positions, I think those were hits. Of course, we will wait and see. Now, at the cornerback positions are interesting. These are battles that everybody's keeping an eye on. Everybody's keeping an eye on these. These are probably the buzzword hot battles right now. For sure. Yeah. Smith has been getting some reps with the second team. That was big talk, this week. That was big talk this week. So he was getting reps with the second team. Now, of course, the coach plays that off as he's just wanting to work the other guys in to create more depth. Yada, yada. It gets more reps for everybody. Kumbaya. Everybody's happy. Well, hey, man, when you get sent down to play with the second team, there's a reason why you're getting sent down to play with the second team. Now, I've been saying all along that I thought Sean Smith was going to make a huge turnaround this season. I still believe that. Completely believe that. But that remains to be seen. It was not a lack of talent last season. I don't know how many times I've said it. It was not a lack of talent. It's just like he wasn't in the right place. He didn't understand the scheme. And there was just something not quite right. But it was not a lack of talent. And that's what frustrated me the most about Sean Smith. Is I could see that he was capable at the position he was playing. He just wasn't playing to his full abilities and capabilities. Which is what was bugging me the most. I still say he's the starter coming into the season. You got Conley behind him. Conley's banged up, still fighting the shin splints. So, what do you do about that? He's banged up. He's fighting the shin splints. So, I think they're just being cautious with him. I think he's going to come out and be something big for us. So we will see about that. We will see about that. So. But the cornerback positions are just the defensive back positions as a whole. Because then you look at safety. You got Reggie Nelson. You got McGill, who's looked like he's not going to make the cut. He's injured. He's not going to make the cut. McGill, so you can about count McGill out. You got Marcus Wilson, Ricky Jefferson, Carl Joseph, Obi Melifanu, Shalom Luwani, and Anthony Siafi. At safety, we are stacked. And I see some of these guys, I'm telling you, I see Obi sliding down, playing some hybrid corner. I would not be surprised to see Luwani down there a little bit as well. Reggie Nelson and a healthy Carl Joseph can hold down the safeties. I don't know if it's worth it. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell, Popeye. It's training camp, and Conley's the type of kid that's just naturally born crazy, sick, fast, And, that kid could probably jump out of bed and run, a low 440. So, I don't know. It's shin splints, man. I've had shin splints before. They're painful when you have them, but they don't stick around. So, I don't know what I think about that. I don't think it's serious. When I hear shin splints, I don't think, oh crap, like I think a hamstring. So, I'm not concerned. I want to see him in camp. I want to see him getting reps, but I'm not terribly concerned yet. Yet, mind you. Now, if this continues to be a problem and he doesn't get any reps before the season starts, I agree, Channing. He's just got to rest it, and it should be fine. It's not a major thing. It's not like a hammy. He just got some rest on it, and he should be all right. So, So just as an overview, some major observations. EJ Manuel, Connor Cook. Looks like EJ may be starting to win that battle a little bit, but I still got some hope in Connor Cook to grab that number 2 position. Eddie Vanderdoes and Marquel Lee. Just those 2 names right there. Your 3rd and your 4th. Those could be picks we're talking about years from now. Those could be picks. This could be, just think about it. This could be the draft that we're talking about years to come. The 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just think about it. We'll see. Only time will tell. But they definitely have proven to be talented kids thus far. Talented young men, and we will see. We will see. I want to see a healthy Conley out there, though. Of course, Jamarcus Russell's looking for a job. He needs to be looking for the phone number for Weight Watchers. Last time I seen him, so he's to worry about. He's to worry about a lot of other things, man, and he should have worried about a lot of other things when he actually had a chance. So, Patterson and Richard are looking to be the 2 that are going to handle the return duties. Cordarrelle Patterson, flash. Going to be returning kicks. We seen it. I was in the front row when he returned the kicks against the Raiders when he was on the Vikings. I was disgusted. Yeah, that was disgusted. You may have seen a picture of me. I was on Fox News. Everybody called. My friends caught it. Yelling at Cordarrelle Patterson when he was shaking the ball in our face after he returned it against us. Now I must root for him. So, how the tides have turned. He's our return man now. So I hope to see him break off a few in the silver and black. Now, Richard is going to be tasked with punt duties again. So he did some last season. Solid. And it gives a chance to put the ball in Jalen Richard's hands. And any time I feel that it's an extra opportunity to put the ball in Jalen Richard's hands, that's a good thing. I feel like that's a good thing. So, hey, more touches for Richard. What's up, Mike? Thoughts out to you and your family. Don't know what's going on, but thoughts out, my man. You know what? For prize pack of the night, I want the number Tom Flores wore when he was a quarterback for the Raiders. The number Tom Flores wore as quarterback for the Raiders will get you a prize pack point for the night. Prize pack point for the night. Tom Flores. Number Tom Flores wore quarterback. No. It's not 8. It's not 8. Bam! Michael. Nailed it. 15. And for a little bit of a Raider trivia to throw with that, what is this? Just for fun. Let's see if anybody knows it. Just a little silver and black trivia for you here. Impromptu style. What is significant about Tom Flores and the number 15 in the lineage of the Oakland Raiders? Does anybody know? What is the historical... What significance is it? Tom Flores and the number 15. Well, Tom Flores was the first in Raiders history to ever wear the number 15. So, there you go. It's a little extra Raider trivia for you there. You can stump your Tom Flores number was 15. He was also the first Raider in history to ever wear said number. Number 15. So, there you go. Little Raider trivia for you there. So, like I said, Vanderdoes, Mark Foley, watch them in camp. Sean Smith, I still think he's going to bounce back. And we'll see. Now, continuing with the mission of painting the world silver and black. One more step has been made, as Derek Carr and Khalil Mack will be featured. Also, correct, Popeye, but that's not what I was getting at with the 15, but that is also a correct fact as well. Another silver and black trivia. On the opening song of Sunday Night Football will be Khalil Mack and Derek Carr. Everything you are seeing NFL related now has a shield in it. There's a little silver and black splash and everything. Have you noticed? They tried to push us aside for a decade and a half like we weren't around, like we were just some stepchild. Them days are over, fools. Them days is over. Y'all can keep looking in the rearview mirror and keep talking about your past. But, oh, Lions steps out, takes the bathroom break. Bad timing. So you should just announce it. Hey man, I'm stepping out for a second. So I mean that's cool that Khalil Mack and Derek Carr are going to be featured in the promo opening for Sunday Night Football. So a little Raiders splash. Even when the Raiders aren't playing, you're going to see them at the start of the game. So that our presence will still be there, and that's a sweet thing. Now in the dodged a freaking bullet news, linebacker for the 49ers Malcolm Smith is out for the season with a pectoral. So, torn pectoral equals that dude couldn't cover anybody with a blanket, and thank you, we didn't get stuck with him on roster and having to pay him for being lame and sitting on the bench in a sling. So, thank heavens. As I mentioned, sticking with injury news, Keith McGill, foot surgery. He's probably not going to make the cut now. Way too deep, far too much of a battle. Oh yeah, Popeye? Hey, hold on. Lil. I heard something. I heard that Raider Reaction just might have a hookup to get you a live stream for the game on Saturday. And I may just broadcast that. So, don't tell nobody. It's a secret. Shh. Don't think. They're always in jail. They're always in jail. Hanil, they're always in jail, my man. And I just might. If I can get, let's just say, if I pull this one off, probably got all of them. But I'm not going to advertise it. And it's just going to be bang. So, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm working on it. Well, thank you, Jorge. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in. Always appreciate any second any of you guys spend with me. And I thank you guys for sharing. Obviously, without being on Oakland Raiders football, the numbers are a little down. But I'm missing one of my prime advertisers tonight that helps get the show out. So it's probably affecting a little bit, but it's okay. It is what it is. The important people are here. The important people are here anyway. So, looking ahead, obviously, at the game Saturday. See, that's it. See, last night, I think we had, 93? So, that's the thing. It's no biggie. It is what it is. It's the technical difficulties that Facebook is causing us. That's right. G-Box is right. And that's what I'm saying. The important people are here anyway. You guys are all here. So, obviously we're looking at the Cardinals and the Raiders. 7 o'clock Pacific time kickoff. That means it's going on Saturday. That means it will be 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 Pacific. Which, even though it's on Saturday, is that just a coincidence that it's your regular Raider reaction time slot anyway? Is that just a coincidence? I think not. Thank you, Elmer. I appreciate it. The props, and I hope you stop back and tune in tomorrow. We'll have Ghost of the Post with Prime back on tomorrow. We'll hit all the Hot League news, and there's a lot of juice going on. It is starting to get so fun now because there's just stuff to watch finally and talk about. And what's up? We got Raider Nation, Canada style. Now, if you're Canadian and you're from Canada, and is it every time you encounter somebody from south of the border, do they always say "A" to you? And you probably just want to smack them. Like, dude, not all of us talk like the guys from the show. Not all of us say "A" hoser. But I bet if you're from Canada, you're probably like, you freaking schmuck. And you just want to smack. I always wondered that. Because every time I think the same thing. I'm like, for sure. But I'm thinking from the other side, I'm probably just like, dude, I so want to smack you. You're such a putz. Because if there's not like there's millions of people that live up there, of course, and they're probably all looking at us like, oh, you stupid Americans. And you're probably right. The Packers suck. You know what? It doesn't matter. Screw this preseason game. I'm going to get into that. By God, Devin, you teed up my WTH for me. I would close every solo Tuesday night that I am solo, and giving the Raider Nation news, I end it with the WTH. And Devin inspired my WTH for tonight. I don't care where you were born. I don't care who raised you. I don't care if it was in the middle of Africa, South Africa, freaking Afghanistan, Korea. I don't care. I don't care if it's Siberia. I don't care if it's Wisconsin. I don't care if it's Maine. Wherever you grew up, whatever drove you and made you, everybody has the right at some point to choose. Yes, a team can be forced upon you by members of your family. Yes, of course. Teams were forced upon me. I was born in the Midwest. I'm not originally from Oakland. Now I live on the opposite side. I've been all over the country. It's about what you choose. And, sometimes it's handed down generation to generation. And, Andre, who we'd had on an interview before, that does a podcast, Raiders podcast by any means. She's a generational Raiders fan, where it's been passed down generation to generation. There's all kinds of different reasons why you're drawn to the dark side. But no Raider fan should ever look down upon another and question their loyalty to the Shield. based upon their zip code and proximity to a stadium. Because the fact of the matter is, they play half their games all over the other parts of the country. People attend those games. People go to those and cheer on the Raider Nation. We're in droves every single road game. Do you think all those people are from Oakland? Hell no, they're not. It's because the Raider Nation travels strong and is everywhere, coast to coast. There are booster clubs in every state. There are wrecking crews. There are Knights of the Shield. Just everywhere. It's all about what you choose, what you feel in your heart. I was born in a little blip town in the middle of a surrounded 360 degrees by cornfields. A NFL stadium felt as far away to me as the moon. I didn't have a dad around, and to me, the Oakland Raiders that I saw and followed were gods when I was a kid. Marcus Allen and Jim Plunkett were larger than life to me. It's all about what you choose and what attracts you. It's just like anything else. It's like music. It's like anything else. It's whatever. You know, I like music that's totally freaking off the wall and different than probably 99.9% of the people in society listen to. And you know what? I give two pisses. I could care less. And I could care less about what you think about me liking my team, too. Like some dude wanted to jump in today and comment on one of my memes that I shared out there. And he's like, you know, he wanted to say something about the Raiders. And then wanted to pop in and say something. So you know what? Piss off. I would say something about your team. But I don't know what your team is. Because I didn't even care enough to go open up your profile. Because I don't care who your team is. I don't care. But obviously, you cared enough to see who mine was. Thank you. Thank you for violating me. I feel like I was irate. by some Texans fan. Like, come on, bro. Get all about my business. Yeah, you want to say something about my team, that's fine. Don't go trying to all dig up in some nonsense, so what have you. But, like I said, it's a Raider Nation. It don't matter the zip code. It don't matter the continent. It don't matter where you're at in this world. It don't matter if you're freezing balls in Antarctica. It don't matter. It's a Raider Nation. It's a Raider world. We're painting this baby silver and black. Coast to coast. Spanning borders. And this year, it's a great year on the way. On the way. Tomorrow, goes to the post with priming the commish. Drop back deep in the pocket. Letting it fly league-wide. You know how we do it. Every hump day on Raider Reaction. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate, as always, any second you guys spend joining me on Raider Reaction. Tune in tomorrow. I'll be back here again, bringing the fire. As always, I'm out. Peace. Love. Raider Nation.